If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. All right. Happy Thanksgiving week. It's such a good time to be alive. There are so many things out there to be thankful for. So, I am Nurse Tanya from Awaken Wellness. I am the RN who is divorced from the sick care system. So, who is with me on this journey? I definitely consider myself integrative. So there's a time and there's a place, there's a reason, there is a season for all things on our healing journey. And sometimes we need some help from the firemen. Who are the firemen? The firemen are your medical doctors, your surgeons, the ER, that kind of thing. If you have got a fire, if you are having a heart attack, if you have been in a car accident, you go to the emergency room. You don't come to somebody like myself who practices holistic functional care. You go to get that immediate need met, you get that immediate problem taken care of. And then you come to me, somebody like me, who is a carpenter. So we're going to inspect your plumbing, your wiring. We're going to figure out what started the fire. Just like if you had a house fire, you would be thankful for the firemen who came in. We're going to say you had a kitchen fire. You would be super thankful for the firemen who came in, who took care of that fire, right? They came in with their big equipment, with their hoses, with their axes, and they put out the fire. In the meantime, your whole house got water damage. Your whole house got smoke damage. Your whole house suffered, but you don't blame them, right, for doing that damage. You're still thankful that they fixed your fire. So, same with that heart attack. That's the example that we're going to use. You have a heart attack. You go to the ER. You go to the cardiologist. You get the fire put out. But when you go, just like your house fire, your kitchen fire, when you go to put your house back together, you want to know the source of the fire. If it was wiring, you need to fix the wiring before you put up new drywall, right? So if you knew that fire started because of faulty wiring, you wouldn't just cover it up with drywall and then have the firemen come over every day or once a week and spray it down with water again just in case it starts on fire again, right? Like, do you see where I'm going with this? You fix the wiring. So just like your body, you had a heart attack, you had a cardiac event. Why? Where was the fire? What was the root cause? What started it? We want to fix the cause. A lot of times that's diet changes, modifications, nutritional, foundational support, and removing what's not supposed to be in there, what is stressing the body. So that part of it is going to look a little bit different. And the one thing that we're definitely not going to do, we're not going to blame it on our genetics. We're not going to blame it on grandma and grandpa and the generations before, because we're smarter than that. We know that that genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. So just because you have weak genes or you have poor genes, that doesn't mean that you have to suffer those consequences. That's an excuse. You are still in control of so much of your gene pool. Like there's this much in your genes that you have no control over: your hair color, your eye color, your height, your bone density, things like that. But this much you have control over. How do you control that? By what you expose your body to. Your body is only a production, or is the evidence of the environment in that you expose it to. So what you eat, what you breathe, your thoughts, your traumas, all of those things, your body, like a garden, is only a product of the environment which you expose it to. So, if you've had a cardiac event, if you have got your body's wanting to make plaque and clog up your arteries and these things, that root cause is going to look different for each and every one of you. How do I help find that root cause? How do I help you find the root cause? Multiple different ways. And that has evolved for me throughout my years of practice. When I started out, I was originally trained by the Wellness Way. I love my education, and functional health and foundational health was amazing, amazing. But as my personal walk through health, my clients have taught me so much. I've gone to other places for more education, and I brought things together. So now I have my own way of doing things, Nurse Tanya's way, the awakened wellness way. So I work a little bit differently than other people do. I brought bioenergetic testing into my practice. So even for me, I'm very grounded. I'm very black and white. So I don't represent myself as an energy healer. Like that description doesn't resonate with me, but I do use energy as a tool in the healing process. For me, I still want to know more. I want to know more than just what your energetic imbalances look like. I want to know what your blood work looks like. I might want to know what stool, what urine, what saliva, what all these things look like, depending on what's going on with you. Now, a lot of people, by the time they find me in order to work with me, they've been to a lot of other places. That's true. But also, the majority of the people who I serve, the people who follow me, are like me. They are graying, they are busy, they are ambitious, they are professionals, and they're just feeling like they're getting to the prime of their life. Their mind, their ambitions, their goals are all still so fast forward. There's so much more that they want to achieve. Like for me, I was a nurse. I just came into this holistic revelation a few years ago. I thought I was done with medicine. I was in this place where I didn't care. I like didn't I just it was yucky. It was just a job for me. It was like I had the education, that was the best job I could have, that I was just going to work until I got introduced to a new perspective. And then boom, like every day I get up motivated to learn, because now I really feel like I have tools to help you figure out the root cause of your problem, to help you change your whole life. And sometimes it's so simple. Sometimes it's long and lengthy. For everybody, it's different. Everybody is different. So I like to use a lot of different avenues. And some of things, it's every I do packages. Absolutely, I work in packages. My favorite way to work with somebody is in my total transformation package. In that package, you are gonna sign up to work with me for around a year. So that pace is going to look different. You're going to control the pace. We are going to meet I'd like it to be monthly. And every month we're going to do bioenergetic testing. We're maybe going to do some other testing. We're maybe going to like look for MTHFR. We might do some saliva testing. We might need to really dig into gut health, and we might do some stool testing. So those things are not included in the package price because they're too individual. We can't box that in. So in that package, you're going to give me a year. So that is really, you're going to be in the mindset that we don't expect to undo all your poor habits in 30 days. We're going to build on things at a controllable pace so that you will be successful, that these will become natural and a way of life. So at the end of that program, you will always have control over your outcomes, over your life, or at least you'll have the tools in order to do that. Then these are things that you're going to, other people in your life are going to glean from that, your family, your friends, as you have this revelation and as you bloom into the creature, the creation that the Lord intended you to be. Any body will heal when it's given the right circumstances, when we remove what is not supposed to be in there, and when we replenish what's missing. Unfortunately, in our day and age, even our good foods that we consider nutritious are somewhat depleted with minerals. The soil's mineral depleted, so our foods are vitamin depleted. But it's not only that, most of us have got such a messed up microbiome from antibiotic use over our lifetime, from processed foods, from toxins, from parasites. So our microbes and our gut health is not in a place where it is going to pull the nutrition out of our food. So we all know that even if you think you have pretty good gut health, like you don't, like you just don't. If you've ever been on antibiotics, especially if you have skin issues, those kind of things, it's the gut, it's the gut, it's the gut, brain fog, and then it's the liver, hormone, PCOS, all of those things, metabolic resistance, the liver, like, and then like the stomach acid. Like we cannot separate any of it. I love Dr. Patrick Flynn's explanation of the body like a Swiss watch. Like the middle is your nervous system, and every other system is a gear. And you can't just tweak, a medicine. They want to send you to a specialist who's going to tweak on one of your gears, and somehow they think it's not going to mess up the rest of your body. So, like, all of these things come into play. People who work with me one-to-one in my packages, we work on emotions. My bioenergetic scanner is an amazing tool for the emotional component. I am not a therapist. I have RN, BSN RN behind my name. I do not have a therapist title. So a lot of times we do outsource for sure if the emotional component seems to be heavier than what we can do from an energetic imprint perspective. But I do emotional work with the energy, with you doing some simple journaling, some somatic movement, some things like that. So there's a lot of homework involved. Honestly, people are really blown away. I don't know why we think that this process is not going to be work. It is a lot of work. And I know that is what has kept you from starting, is because you have tried a few things. You're kind of a quitter. You're on that hamster wheel where you're always starting and you're always quitting and you're always starting and you're always quitting. That, my friend, is why you need me to coach you. You need to be accountable. You need to meet with me once a month so I can help you do that. I can help you not quit, especially if you're female with our hormones. So I'm just going to give you a quick a little thing that we all should have been taught like before we got our periods. So females, you know that your hormones kind of go up and down throughout the month. Like that's not unusual, right? But there's like four different versions of you. And right when before we're coming to ovulation, we're starting to build up there. We get this nice little place where we have more testosterone than we do any other time of the month, and we feel confident. We start new projects. We, start rearranging the house or remodeling or exercising or whatever it is. We want to shop because our water weight is less. That is when we feel our best, we feel our thinnest, we feel our prettiest. And then we ovulate and there go those hormones again. They're gone. And our give a shit is gone. Whatever that was that we were over here all excited about and all ready to, remodel the house or start a new exercise program or, bought new clothes because they felt great. And then the PMS comes and your hormones are depleted again, your give a shit is broken, and you gotta wait another about 2.5 weeks before you get that testosterone back, before your give a shit returns. So that's just a little interrupting myself to throw in a public service announcement about you and your hormones. So, as I am rambling on, where am I going with all this? So, I know that you want to change. I know that you desire to feel like you are in control of your life. There is nothing worse for any of us at any age than feeling like you are a spectator in the world around you, that things are happening to you, that you're not making them happen. Whether it's a disease, like you've got autoimmune disease, you've got high cholesterol, you've got hormone issues, you feel like this is all happening to you. So, what if I told you that I could help you take control of that, that give you control back, where these things are no longer happening to you? But in order to do that, in order to take back control, you're going to have to take responsibility, and that can be super hard. Like depending on where you're at mentally, depending on we have to wake up and realize that the real root cause of all of our sickness and disease in our body is us. It's you, my friend. The root cause, the root of the root of the root of your lack of energy, of your high blood sugar, of your high blood pressure, of all of that, you you are the cause. So again, my programs are not easy because we have to take you have to take I'm not going to take it for you. You have to take responsibility for being your own root cause. You have to do the hard work to fix this. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to lead you right over to the cliff, but I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to be your cheerleader. And I'm also going to be your, what do you call it? If I'm not cheerleading, your finger pointer. I'm going to point out what you're doing. I'm going to not let you get away with these things. I'm going to help you be accountable to make this change happen in increments. We're always going to take step one with us. We're going to start small, and each month we're going to build on it until you're just soaring, until you're flying, until you're completely feeling like you are in the driver's seat of your outcomes. We're going to treat your body like a science experiment, right? And it is, when you get a hold of it, it is fun, it is rewarding, and it is so empowering. So, would you like your power back? Would you like to be in control of your health, in control of your life, in control of your outcomes? Wow, that sounds amazing, doesn't it? And I work with people from all walks, from really chronically ill to people who are just wanting their energy back. They're just wanting their sex drive back. They're just wanting, in their 40s, in their 50s, to keep going, to accomplish those things like we were doing in our driven 30s. And we can have that. There's no reason that we can't have that. So, again, I primarily work with busy, ambitious professionals. And I work in a couple of different ways. So there is the functional medicine side of it, or the functional health, where we are kind of similar to medical, where you're kind of trading an ill for a pill. So if you're not ready to fully commit to doing the deep dive detox route, the deep dive parasite cleanse, the restoring your mitochondrial health, and all that, then you're going to do the functional medicine route, where we're just going to kind of work on your symptoms, little lifestyle management, and that is what functional medicine is. Now, if you want to go deep, if you want to restore your health, then we're going to do the cell core process first. We're going to do a foundational cleanup, and that's going to look different for different people. So, on the average person who's not on medications, who doesn't have big diagnoses, who feels pretty good, that's 120 days with full moon follow-ups for 4 months. So that is really pretty painless. You just feel amazing afterwards. That package is my jumpstart package. Now, then, if you have got really, really low energy, if you're really struggling, if you're on a couple of medications, you've got some genetics that are definitely not in your favor, you're more of a comprehensive patient. So I'm going to take just a minute here and show you what the foundation package, or the foundation Cellcore Foundation looks like. I'm going to do my entire screen so that way I can bop around through different windows. So bear with me here. This is what I want. So that's not what I want. This is like your basic step through that foundational package, or that foundational deep cellular mitochondrial restoration parasite cleanse. So in step 1, we're always just going to restore your mitochondria. Your mitochondria can either, in a simple, like, explain it to me like a kindergartner explanation, your mitochondria does 2 things. It either builds energy, so you've got vitality and you've got energy, or it is recruited by the immune system to mitigate pathogens. So most anybody who is really depleted in that energy, like they're just on the struggle bus, it's because your mitochondria health is poor and low functioning, or it's over here doing everything that it can in the immune system to mitigate pathogens. So we have got to balance that mitochondria throughout the whole program. In step 2, so this is kind of the short term, the chronically sick with autoimmune disease, history of cancer, anything like that, you're going to sit in each step for at least 60 days. Okay. So if you're ready to go, if your foundation is pretty secure, you're going to move to step 2. In step 2, we're going to work deep on the gut and the immune system. We're going to take down those big parasites. This is where we take down that ropeworm, where we take down that tapeworm. And If you're new in my audience, if you're one of those busy professionals who's just getting their ears open to parasites, and you have not heard of a ropeworm, sorry, this is kind of a quick in your face. Ropeworms are real. We all have them. So that's all we're going to say about that in this short presentation. And then in step 3, we're going to move even deeper. We're going to continue Para 1, which really cleans out that colon. Para 1 is a really cool product. It's called Mimosa pudica. If you were to put a capsule in water and let it rehydrate, it would look like a jellyfish. So Para 1, it will sometimes cause the spaghetti poops and the fake ropeworm to happen. So there is a lot of confusion in the whole ropeworm. People who know about that, is it the Para 1? Is it the ropeworm? When you know, you know. Like if you're having these things go on and you're monitoring your bowel movements, you know the difference. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But that Para 1, when it's like a slimy kind of jellyfishy looking substance. So like your colon has got these diverticuli that absorb nutrition, but they're also like, if someone's got diverticulitis, that means they're itis, they're inflamed for some reason. A lot of times it's because something tiny, like a chewed up food particle, whether it was nuts you didn't chew very good, berries, seeds, those kind of things, you had multiple problems going on that got you the itis. For one, why are your tissues so inflamed that things can be stuck in there? They shouldn't be that inflamed. So that's a problem. And then whatever's stuck in there is a problem, but the inflammation is the first problem. That how Para 1 is going to help fix that problem is when it gets in your colon, it's still like that sticky, and it's kind of like silly putty. So it will stick those little tiny particles, like they'll get stuck in it, and it will pull them out of your body. It will actually clean out those stuck particles. So that's kind of priceless. If you're somebody who has had a lot of colon issues, like the diverticulitis, the colitis, the Crohn's, those things, for me, these are very solvable problems if you have the right tools. And if you have the motivation, if you have the self-discipline to use and stick to those tools. In step 3, we're also going to go deeper with Para 3. We're going to get into the joints. If somebody's got arthritis issues, it is parasites in your joints. It is biofilm. It is all these things. Again, if you've got autoimmune arthritis of any kind, you are not a foundation person. You are a comprehensive. You're a total transformation is where you fit into that. You're not going to be done with this in 4 months. You might not even be done in a year. This is a lengthy journey. It requires a lot of you in order to heal in this way. And if you're not ready for it, then just stay on your medication. Like, that's the answer. Mitigate your symptoms, stay on your medication. You're not ready. And I appreciate that. You're not sick enough. You're not ready. And we all have our season of change. And if you're not ready, that's okay that you're not ready. In step 4, we're going to start to work on heavy metals and candida. A lot of different practitioners, they work on these things at very different levels. Hopefully I'm doing this correctly and you can see what I want you to see. Yeah, I have no way of telling. So hopefully you see what I want you to see. Candida and heavy metals. Some functional practitioners will start with there. For me, my personal journey, what I've learned from working with my clients, what I've learned from the training that I've received from Cellcore Biosciences, that's just the wrong place to start. You're never going to get anywhere. You're coming in that you need to start at the start. in the gut with the big pathogens. If you try to come in just at the candida and heavy metals, you're just going to keep going around the mountain and going around the mountain and going around the mountain. It's really important that we do this methodically, that we do it in order. And why I'm really taking time to tell you all this today is because of my Black Friday special. Like, you have got an opportunity. Like, I am kind of to a fault. I tend to be very generous, but I'm just so thankful to my clients of the past, the present, and the future. I'm so thankful for all of you. So I am putting this special out here where I am offering up to 50%. I say up to 50% because there's fees in the background. There's fees with the Shopify site. There's credit card fees. So it's not going to look like 50% at checkout, but you're going to be close. It's going to be a huge savings. And I just want to pay it forward. I want to pay it forward. What really sucks about all of this is that um, it's not cheap, and especially if you're in a place where you're on government assistant assurance and things like that. What I do is so not cheap. And I know a lot of people, they try, if they're really experienced in, like, they're following everybody on TikTok doing all this wild stuff, and they're out there trying to mitigate it themselves with herbs and without using professional products, but you feel like you are stuck, or you feel like you've made a bigger mess of your health. Like, that can happen. These parasites, they're a whole different breed. They're not the parasites like they were 50 years ago. They are embedded with nanotech. They are embedded with our obesogens. Our guts, our bodies are embedded with obesogens. So we have got to fight this battle much more sophisticated than what we're used to. The battle is so much more sophisticated than making herbal tinctures at home. Like, the Cellcore products use carbon technology, a fulvic humic acids that's got energy. It's got all of this energy. So when we're full of pathogens, we're vibrating so low. Like, our frequency is so low. So the carbon technology brings up that frequency of your body. So that alone starts making it a place parasites don't want to be. But that carbon forms bonds like this to drag those pathogens, to drag those toxins. Like, when parasites die in your body, an explosion goes off. That's like a toxic bomb. The parasite themselves are little sponges that mop up. Your immune system is using them to mop up all these toxins you're ingesting from all of your ides, your fluorides, your chlorides, your bromides, all of those things, your heavy metals, the chemtrails, everything that's rained down on us day in and day out. Those parasites are actually mopping that up. So when we kill them, all of that is going to it's going to splat all over your body. Your already burdened immune system has got to come and clean up that mess. So Cellcore's smart binders are your mop bucket. That it's like your wet mop. They're coming in, they're going to clean all that stuff up. And then when we're going to clean, and we're going to clean, and we're going to clean, and like at level 5, at level 6, we're going to bring in carboxy, and carboxy is going to polish and shine and really clean you up from the inside out. And that, my friend, is a priceless investment. I don't, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to give up in order to get this cellular level detox and parasite cleanse, it is worth it. Your health is the biggest investment you will ever make, like, ever. So I cannot stress to you, I can't stress to you enough how important this is, that you understand your health is your wealth. And just beating around the bush trying to do it your way, you just waste more money. So I have got room in my packages. In my package, my one-to-one, I only take on 20 clients at that level. And people are always graduating, they're always coming in, they're always going out. So right now I have room. But if I have to get to the point, especially after this sale, that I have to turn somebody away, there will be a waiting list, or I will be looking for interns to job shadow to fill in the gap to help me do this. So this slide that we're looking at here is about your drainage. So that colon is the bottom. And I see a lot of people, especially on social media, who are all about the lymph work and the rebounding and this and that. And that is great. That is great. But that's way up here. We have to work on the colon first before we work about the lymph system. So it is, if you are having lymph problems, if you look at this diagram, this is leaking. So if this colon is blocked, then your body is going to leak into your other systems of detox. Is going to show up on your skin, even your lungs, like little pesky coughs and things like that. It's because there's more blockage in your colon, your liver, and bile ducts than you realize. So we've got to do these things in order. And I love it. Everybody's so enthusiastic, and they're jumping around. They're watching all these creators' videos, and they're just, flying by the seat of their pants and trying this and trying that. And a lot of times you're just burning yourself out, you're leading to your burnout, and you can make your body worse. Like, these natural things are great, but you can make your body worse when you don't do them in order. So this is the general timeline. This again is for the foundation for people who are just wanting a nice true cellular level detox and parasite cleanse. Not somebody who has got autoimmune conditions, not somebody who's got cancer. That is there. You're not a 4-month client. But for generally speaking, it's going to be 120 days. You're going to stick to it. You have to commit. In steps 2, in steps 3, you're taking supplements 4 times a day, like 4 times a day. So it is a big commitment. In order to do it and do it right, you have to be ready for that. You have to flip the switch. Your mindset has got to be there. Step 1, we talked about that, energy and drainage. This is kind of what the pill setup looks like. So if you are wanting to get in on my Black Friday deal, I'm offering you a chance to get these from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. half price, basically half price. This is what the setup's going to look like. You can, on my website, in the members area, I've got all of this information for you that you can access on your own. I think it is a $20, $19.99 a month. You can cancel at any time, where you can get this information. If you need to get a hold of me, if you need coaching, then you can set up a DIY consultation, and you will pay me then by the minute or by the session in order to walk you through this. That should not necessarily be necessary. If you're just trying to be thrifty about this and you've heard of Cellcore products and they work, you just have not been able to afford them, this is it. This is where you're at. You're gonna put it on your credit card. You're gonna do what you have to do, and you're gonna take me up on this offer. In step 2, this is where we're going to start to kill stuff. We're going to use Para 1 and Para 2. They have to be taken on an empty stomach by themselves. The others can be taken with food, but if you can tolerate them on an empty stomach, you get more bang for your buck. Your binders, especially, you never want to take close to any medication, because the binder, in a sense, wants to erase anything that's not organic in your body. Any of our supplements, we recommend 1 to 2 hours away from any of your medications. Can they be taken with medications? If you're needing answers about that, talk to your pharmacist. You can get the ingredients for all the products on the internet. Ask your pharmacist before you buy. They're your best resource. That if you're not my client, if you're not paying me to be your coach, then that's not a question I'm going to be able to answer for you, because I don't know anything about you. I don't know your background. So ask your pharmacist. Don't ask your doctor. Don't ask your nurse. They have no idea. They have no idea. Okay, step 3. Step 3, you're going to stay on para 1. We're going to bring in para 3, which is a liquid. In step 3, to keep the price down, they take away the BCATP. The BCATP is the bomb. The bomb. That's what gives you the mitochondrial energy. That's what makes these a mild feeling detox, even though it's super deep. The BCATP keeps your mitochondrial strength up so you don't feel just crappy during this detox. You can feel a little drained. It's a lot of work for your body. If step 2, step 3 really drains you or makes you feel like you caught a cold, you didn't catch a cold. You're detoxing. You didn't catch anything. If you start to break out in cold sores or other things, that is all part of the detox. That's stirring up your microbiome. That means you had way more junk in you than you thought. You didn't catch a cold. You didn't catch the flu. You are detoxing, period. So if that happens, you can buy extra binder that will help those symptoms. You can slack back on your killing products, but I recommend that you just power through it. You need, while you're doing the detox, super important. I tell all my clients to avoid the 7 inflammatory foods while you're detoxing. Avoid sugar, avoid alcohol. It's really stupid. You're wasting your money if you are feeding what you're trying to kill. Parasites like sugar, they like alcohol, and they like processed food. So you really need to starve them. There's no sense in putting out a bunch of money trying to kill them if you're feeding them by what you're eating. So, and they can get definitely they can really, you can get some serious anxiety, you can get some serious cravings. They have got a mind of their own. They're perfectly happy living in your body. They do not want you killing them, period. And then in step 4, we're going to get deeper. We're going to work on those heavy metals. We're going to work on your candida. In step 3, I highly recommend you throw an extra bottle of BCATP in your cart. You will miss it in step 3. You'll miss it and you'll be sad that you have to go back on my website and pay full price and pay shipping, and you'll miss it. So throw an extra bottle of BCATP. While we're talking about extras, throw some bowel mover in your cart. So very, very important. If you are not pooping every day, at least once, you do not get to move past step 2. You do not get to kill, or step 1. You do not get to kill anything. You do not start this step 2 if you are not pooping every day. You've got to open that drainage first. So in step 1, I highly recommend you throw in, if you're buying product enough to do for this protocol for 4 months, I will recommend you throw in 2 bottles of bowel mover. So bowel mover, by the directions, is going to say to take 1 twice a day. I don't prefer that. I just like to take 2 at bedtime. And if then you get really loose and you're like pooping 4 times a day, then you don't need the bowel mover, or you don't need as much of it. So you are going to have to be the judge of that. But you definitely are going to want to throw that into your order. All right, then we were at step 4. Usually if the emotions are going to get high and the anxiety is going to get high. That's kind of in step 3. In step 3, you can get a lot of headaches from that die-off. Step 4, a lot of headaches from the die-off. That candida really will give you some headaches. Increase your water, increase your minerals. If you are detoxing and you hit a wall in the afternoon, at the end of the day, minerals, minerals, minerals. You don't need more coffee. You don't need more caffeine. You need minerals. Let's see. And then step 4 still is going to be pills 4 times a day. It's recommended that step 4, that para 4, is by itself. And then once you clear step 4 is one that people really will feel like they need to do twice. And you'll know when you're there if you need to do step 4 again. If your sugar cravings are not gone, or at least like 80% less, then you probably need to hang out with that para 4 a little bit longer. Step 3, we really are getting into the liver. Step 4, we bring in lymph active and are opening up that lymph system. Again, it's a little bit finer level detox. And then after that, there's always extra products that we can use if you've got issues with hormone balance, if you're getting hot flashes at night. That is probably the parasites, either parasites or your blood sugar bottoming out. So just mitigate that. You just, if you need to get a hold of me and schedule a DIY consultation to work through some of these things, then that is what we'll do. Cellcore has a lot more other products that are not in those kits that we use in specific cases, but we need to be working together one-on-one for us to get in what's right for you or what's needed. All right, let me stop sharing that screen for a minute. So that is that. I hope that you take advantage of this sale. Will I do this again next year? I have no idea. We'll see how it goes. I already really feel like I'm going out on a limb doing this, but I want to be in that whole manifesting abundance. I want to be in the energy of giving so that I can receive. So I am giving this huge opportunity to anybody who is following me at this point. You don't have to be a member. Now, next year, I am really blossoming. I'm really growing. If you are on my email list, you're going to see some things next year. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be doing a lot of little like short-term 30-day classes. Right now, I've got a class available for no charge. It's called Whole Me. You're going to find that on my website under the members section. That is a free 30-day program. There's no products at all. It would be a bonus if you do the Cellcore Jumpstart packet with it, but it's basically doing a food reset. We use the Whole 30 food program. So that is an awesome program. There's no sense in me rewriting that. And then we do work. Like every day there's homework. You need to set aside a space that you can do this work to reset you, like whole you. We're going to do breath work. We're going to do some biblical manifestation. It's a little bit of a commitment. It's only 30 days. You can do it. January is the perfect time to do that. We'll work together a little bit. I'll show up for you. You'll show up for yourself. It'll be a great way to start. So the last thing that I really want to encourage you to is finish strong. This time of year can be so depressing for some people because you are like, oh, how did it get to be the end of the year already? You've got this list of goals and aspirations and all these things that you intended to do in 2024 and they didn't happen, right? Why didn't they happen? Who's in control of your schedule? So I encourage you not to wait until January to do your whole New Year's resolution thing. Like, that's gotten to be such just a bad habit. I really encourage you to finish this year strong. Finish this year by committing to you. So, just like everything is insanely going up, next year, my packages, my one on one sessions are going to be going up as well. So, right now, at the end of the year, you have got the opportunity to lock in my prices from this year so you can work with me next year. I won't even expect you to start until after the holidays, until after you're done with the stress of all that, the celebrating, the indulging. Just lock in those prices, commit to yourself to do next year fully with every intention. So you are going to manifest that health in 2025 by committing to you today. Make that commitment today. How you are going to find out how to do that, I have it set up on my website. I am a solo entrepreneur. So, my website, the emails, all of that is like my secretary tool. It's not perfect, but it is how I am working at this point. So, what you are going to do is go to my website and go under information and then go under packages, the telehealth packages. Once you get there, you'll register on that landing page, you'll register on that page, and then my system is going to send you an email with a video of me going over everything about those packages, the prices, and all of that. I started doing that because I just don't have time for these discovery calls. I don't have time to try to convince you to work with me. When you work with me, it's like a college level education, right? You can either show up to class or not show up to class. That's up to you. It's not, I don't work with people on a kindergarten level. Like, I expect you to be responsible. I expect you to know how to tie your shoes. I expect you to know how to do your studying. So I'm not going to chase you down, and I'm not going to beg you to work with me. I'm just not going to do it. I don't need to do it. I don't have the energy to do it. So I always say, right, that manifest. I don't chase, I attract. I don't chase, I attract. I am not going to waste my energy chasing you down when you're not ready. When you're ready, you know where to find me, right? So I'm here. I'm praying you in. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to be ready. You're going to listen to that package pitch video. It's going to give you all my prices for this year. Then I'm going to have to redo that video. So, and up the prices in January. Right now, your package does include the Cellcore products. They're already in there. It includes a nice discount. It includes a discount for the future. It's totally sets you up for success. So that is how you find that. I so appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and I can't wait. If you are called to work with me, I always say I'm not that person who is trying to change the world or trying, I am. Yes, I want to be part of that and help humanity, but I want to serve who the Lord called to be under my wing. And it is a select few. It's not the masses. I'm not looking to be a big influencer who's influencing or changing the masses. I want to work with intention, with quality, one on one with you, the ambitious professional who is in your 40s, who is in your 50s, who has got so many good ideas, who's got so much left to do, and who is just losing their energy to do it. That is who I love to work with. Now, yes, if you don't fit that profile, I am still willing to work with you. But I really have some amazing rapport and success stories with those ambitious, busy ladies like myself who just need to feel like they did. I feel better than I did in my 30s, and I'm in my early 50s. So there is a lot to be said for that. There was a lot that had to change, and there was a lot of hard work. So I will see you right here in 2025.